Hey you guys, it's me Rhonda. Welcome back to my channel. Hopping in here for just a little April springtime reset update. What are we going to do going into the second quarter of the year? So if you are new here, welcome. I am happy that you landed on my channel. I like to share Christian content. I like to share a few health and wellness things that I do on a daily, maybe some inspiration and encouragement to help get you moving your body, eating better, feeling better. And I just love to be an encouragement and share Jesus. And so, yeah, hey to my subbies. Okay, guys, so how is everyone doing? Just a quick check-in. Drop in the comments, hey, Ron, it's been a long time. I know. But today is April 1st, and I'm always excited for a new month, just in general. But I have some things that I'm sorry, this little camera is just not working right. I have some things that I'm going to be doing a little different, and I wanted to share some things that I kind of have been doing the last couple of weeks as I was rolling out of March. So just to get started, still, as far as my Bible reading and my quiet time in the morning, that's pretty much the same, and it's probably going to stay the same the whole year because I am doing the chronological reading plan with the daily grace. So still in my cute little Bible. However, she's getting chunky. Look at that. Look at that. And I don't have really anything added in here other than just my highlighting. How I'm highlighting, I thought maybe I'll share that. Maybe I'll do an overhead before I get the video done. But what I've been doing as far as just my highlighting is every day's reading is usually 3 chapters, and I'll pick a color for that reading, and that'll be the color that I highlight, because y'all, I highlight every line. I am a highlighter. I don't know if I can ever get away from that, but I'll do every line. And then when I want to highlight something, I'll go over it again darker, and then I'll box it with my ballpoint pen. I use a regular old ballpoint pen, and I'll show you that in a second. But anyway, so I've just really been doing that. I did pick up some little transparent sticky notes, Mr. Pen sticky notes, and when you order those, they also come with a pen that writes specifically on this and it doesn't smear. And I have found that there was a couple times that I needed to write a little bit more in depth about the different school of thoughts on something, or just a little bit more deeper. But what I am finding out with doing, so this will be my first time reading along with a podcast, and the most of my notes that I do in my morning reading is from the podcast. I'm also using the Eden to Eternity, which most of you know if you're following me. And so I just started the second volume. We just started 1 Samuel, so we've just started the second volume. And what's on the podcast kind of repeats what's written in here. So it's really embedding a lot differently this year, reading through it. And then at the same time, I'm doing the, oh, someone's calling me, hang up. At the same time, I'm doing the Story of Redemption. So last year, I did the Story of Redemption Volume 4 through the New Testament. So this is I have the first few sets of workbooks that go with the Old Testament. So I'm almost done. This one goes all the way to 2 Samuel, and then I'll start the next book of that. So I'm still in this one, finishing up this one. So those are my 2 workbooks. So in the mornings, I do the reading. It takes me about 15 minutes. Listen to the podcast. That's another 10, so to speak. And then I'll work through the workbook. So in about 35 minutes, I've gotten the biggest chunk of my quiet time. And the one thing that I wanted to make a point, I was watching a video the other day actually, and they were talking about how sometimes the Bible reading plans can make you feel rushed in order to read through them so that you can be up to date with the next reading. I don't feel that. I feel so structured because I know what's expected. And if I do want to go deep diving a little bit more, I'm making a little note so that coming up in the next year, I can go deep dive in another book, if that makes sense. So, because I think next year I'm not going to do a Bible reading plan. This is my third year reading Genesis through Revelation. The first one I listened to mainly being read to me and following along in my Bible. Last year I read it through, and then this year I'm doing the chronological. So I'm being guided and led, and I love the structure of that. I have to say I love the structure because that way I know what's expected of me the morning of, and then I know when I'm done. There's like a done point. There's, okay, Rhonda, this is where we stop today. Because otherwise I literally feel like I could sit and read God's word all day long and or watch sermons or just read a workbook or just constantly being fed. I can't even make that make sense if you don't understand that. It just is so uncontrollably draws you in. So I'm already planning what's next, even in the midst of doing something, and I don't feel distracted. It feels exciting. So while I'm making my little notes in my book, it's just layers upon layers. You know how sometimes you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of something, you're unpeeling layers? I feel God is just layering me with more and more of understanding of his word, and I love that. So that's going to stay the same all through the year. So if I do another, like every other month, pop in, reset, this is going to stay the same. She'll just get a little chunkier. Okay, so there's that. Let me put her back in here. Still reading my daily devotional from Jonathan Cahn, Mysteries of the Bible. I just think this is so good. It's just so good. Every day just makes me go, oh, okay. And I'm also have added, I think I started adding this in February, was the In Touch Ministries by Charles Stanley. Just little, I get this in the mail, and it takes me 3 minutes to read it, but it's just always a nice little love bomb, I guess, dropped in there. And so it takes me a minute. So that's just kind of my little readings. In the morning, I flip to my I'm so sorry that my table is bouncing like that. I still use my commentary for when I get up to something that I really am not quite understanding, like some of the Leviticus stuff. I had to read a little bit more of the understanding. You could read this thing like a book. It's so interesting. But as we were going through Judges and Ruth, which that was kind of like a blur. That just went by so fast. I had such clarity on the Judges. I just blown away. So anyway, Samuel, he's the last judge, because then comes King Saul, and then we're in the Kings. How is that happening so fast? The first year I read through it, I was just like, this is taking so long. Where's the good stuff? And now I'm like, how have we been past all this so fast? So y'all, get in God's word. I'm telling you, you will never be bored. You will always be wanting more. He just leaves you hungry. What's next? What's next? What's next? But anyway, okay, so you don't really need to see anything in my pen case. I've showed you my pen case before. But if you're new here, this is my pen case. Got this from Planner Perfect. This has my sticky notes. And then those are all my pens. These I have in a row. I highlight with this one, then the next day is this one, next day this one, and it's slowly getting cut down because they're running out of ink. But have no fear. The next lineup is here. So I'm always prepared. So yeah, that's what's in there with me. Again, Planner Perfect is where I got this. I love this. This is actually one of the better bags that I have. And I also got her little coffee charm. All right. Since I finished my 75 Hard Challenge, I have not really picked up a book, if I'm honest, and I'm usually pretty honest. I haven't even picked up the book. So ending midweek last week, I decided to revisit the Screw Tape Letters, because I started reading it and I kind of didn't really get what was happening. I mean, And then Pastor Jack recommended it. This is like the third time I've heard him recommend this book. I've had many of you guys, recommend reading, finishing it, because I said, I just can't get through it. I just don't know what's happening. But I now have it on Audible. So I'm listening and reading. I'm letting him read to me, so to speak. And it's not C.S. Lewis reading it, but it's still a guy with an accent, so I'm pretending like it is. But it's about two demons talking to each other. And once you realize that, that's what Pastor Jack said. He goes, once you realize that, the story hits you differently. So they're talking about us and how they plan and connive behind, around us, and how they manipulate us. Even as Christians, they still come at us harder. This one you're going to have to work a little harder at. Wormwood, my dear Wormwood. And anyway, it is a little creepy. It is a little creepy, I'm not going to lie. But I am finding, I started it all over. I was only on chapter 5. I started it all over. So now I'm back to chapter 5. Having it read to me, it just sits a little different. So yeah, it's a little creepy. So I'm going to be dabbling in that. I'm not committed to it like I was for the challenge, having to read 10 pages every day and yada, yada, yada. This, I'm just going to, a few minutes here, a few minutes there. But anyway, so that's my reading. I forgot to tell you, this is a new devotional that I got. It's Lisa TerKeurst's Clear Mind, Peaceful Heart. I'm going to start this today. It's a 50-day journal. And since today's April 1st, I'm going to be starting this. And it's to help you have a calm and peaceful mind before you go to bed. How to empty your head. You can do it in the morning time, but I'm going to do it specifically before I go to bed at night. And how you can just surrender your thoughts and your anxious thoughts and your worry and the things that, you shovel around in your head, move it from this part to this part, and it just helps you to clear your mind so that you can sleep and recover. And so I'm going to be doing that kind of for like my sleep health, because I don't have I sleep brokenly. So anyway, anytime I wake up, I just start talking to God, and sometimes I'll sing a little tune that'll be in my head, and just to try to fall back to sleep, because I'm really trying to get away from the habit. Because I listen to my TV, I have like white noise in the background. It's usually like a babbling brook or crickets or peeper frogs, or I always have something in the background, which makes it a little easy to grab the button to turn it on, and watch something that would just stimulate me. So I'm really trying to get away from that habit. We're working on that. And so those are kind of like my little daily habit, daily routines. Let me move this off before I shake the table. And I don't know if I have actually shown you guys this, but I got this from Coffee and Bible Time. Coffee and Bible Time. This has been tremendous for me. I didn't think it would be as tremendous as it has become. And what I've done with this, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the inside of how and what I'm doing in this. But my friend Christine sent me this little prayer book, and I started it in March. And so what I didn't even write in it. When I went through it, I'm like, oh, I'm putting these in my prayer journal. And that's what I started to do. So I would take prayers from within here, because this journal offers you space to do specific prayers. And that's what I'll show you when I turn it around. It probably could be a whole separate video, but I'm putting it all in my reset video, because these are things going forward that I'm going to refresh and continue doing, add to, nothing really taking away other than the reading every single day. As much as I enjoyed getting through all of those books that I shared in that video, a part of me, after that challenge, I'm not going to lie, a part of me was disappointed that I stopped, because I was feeling so good. And while I was still being challenged at the same time, and I was counting down the days for it to get done, it had established so well. After 75 days, you'd be surprised at how well something new establishes. And, I think the theory used to be, oh, in 21 days, you can create a new habit. I think in 21 days, you can create the beginning, but it's not etched in stone until you've done it for like 66 days. And then if you take it past, it just becomes a part of you. So it did the first couple of weeks after, because I ended on the 15th of March. So it's only been a couple of weeks. There was a whole day, y'all, I didn't even drink water. I just went 75 days and drank a gallon of water. And then there was a day I'm like, I didn't even fill up my mug today. You know what I mean? And it was the weirdest feeling. It's like you forgot something. And yeah, so I'm still slowly adjusting. I just had a roll yesterday. I made shepherd's pie for Easter, and I made little drop biscuits from Bisquick, which is nothing but water and flour. I hadn't had flour in 90 days. How long? 91 days. And so I said, I'm going to have a little drop biscuit. It was the most toxic tasting thing I have eaten all year long. So strange, you guys. So I'm telling you, I guess this will step into my little health chat. If you really want to make changes, commit to doing something like that. And my whole thing was taking processed foods out. I took white flours and sugars and processed food, nothing from a box. And it was literally just eating clean food, like potatoes, sweet potatoes, venison, pork, like a pork tenderloin, just like food. I know that sounds weird, but we have a very misconception or a strewed conception of what food actually is these days. And so when I made those biscuits, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to eat that. I put butter on, and it was just like, it left like a toxic film taste in my mouth. So anyway, I don't even know why that is, but going back to establishing habits and getting them etched where when you fall away from them, it feels weird. Like not drinking water for a whole day that's unheard of for me. All I drink is water and coffee. I'll have a coffee in the morning. And if I don't have the coffee in the morning, I'll have a coffee in the afternoon. Otherwise, it's water. So all that day long, I had no liquid. I just reflect back on it now, and I'm thinking, crazy. So anyway, a lot of good things stuck with me from that challenge. And I've reeled back. Of course, my workout is going to be, I've already picked it out. I already started it today, Pilates. So I'm just doing a Pilates program, giving my body a little bit of a rest, so to speak. Pilates is not easy, but it's definitely not weightlifting and heavy cardio and an extra walking workout in the afternoon. And so I'm just kind of drawing back to like a normal person's workout schedule. And so those are just the little things health-wise I'm doing. I think I shared with you guys before castor oil. I've been using this. I have to say, there's something about this. And you'll have to leave me a comment if you are already on this wagon of doing like these really natural stuff. The past couple months, I've just been doing a lot more paying attention, I guess, to like your grandma's wives, what we would call wives' tales, or what your grandma did, and castor oil packs, how it helps to detox your liver and things like that. And that's just been kind of in my sight, but I've had this for a while now. I'm not sure how long I've had it, but I think I might have had it towards the end of last year. And I got it to put on my eyelashes because it says it stimulates eyelash growth. But you know what else it does? If you rub it on your eyelids, it helps you to sleep better. If you put it on I had a skin cancer. I think it was like a start of like a basal cell is what I'm thinking. And I started putting on that because it festered up. At first I thought I had gotten sawdust in there and it was just rubbing on my bra strap, but no, it was not. It's like a little skin cancer, and I probably should have it looked at, and I probably will. But I started putting castor oil on it in January. Y'all, you almost can't even see it. And there's a little not a skin tag, but if you live in Florida or you live in any place that you get sun, you get these little creatures that that pop up on your skin. Anyway, I call it a little skin tag, but it's not called a skin tag. It's got an official name like a seborrhea keratosis or akeratosis or something like that. And I started putting on there, y'all, it's almost flat. It was a bump before, it's almost flat now. So I just keep putting it on there. And I have a little one over here, just keep putting on there. It's getting flatter and flatter. So I don't know if there's really stuff like, but I can tell you the evidence and the experience that I'm having with it. I haven't done any kind of liver detox packs or anything like that, but just this little thing. Oh, this is huge. So I went and had lab work done a couple weeks ago to have my hormone levels checked because I get the bioidentical hormone pellets. And yeah, as a nurse, I know this happens, which is why I didn't really say anything. But when she put the needle in, I felt like she had touched a nerve, tweaked a nerve, because I felt the pain shoot down my arm. And I didn't move, I didn't do anything, I acknowledged it in my mind. Oh, I said, that felt a little strange. And so, I mean, it took 2 seconds, 2 little vials, and I was done. And so, you know, she put the Band-Aid on there, looked at it, didn't even bleed. I'm telling you, she did a really good job. However, the next day, I cannot tell you the fire that flew from my fingertips. Every time I would outstretch my arm, it was almost like it was really injured, like it had really damaged it or inflamed it or something, but it shot down my arms crazy like. Well, castor oil is good for inflammation. It's an anti-inflammatory. And so I've started putting that on there because at first I'm thinking, do I go to the ER? I mean, I'm Googling everything. If you Google something, you're going to die. I'm telling you. I'm like, they're using ultrasound and they're saying it could be, you know, take up to 6 months for this to heal. And I'm thinking, what? No way. So anyway, I called my friend who's a chiropractor and I said, can you do ultrasound or acupuncture? But she was not here. She was on a cruise. So I just started thinking, you know, what can I do? And so I rabbit holed a little bit further in like the vein pain or nerve pain and stuff. So someone had mentioned castor oil in one of the comments somewhere. So I started putting that on there. And so it's been 2 weeks now. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now. It's still there, but it is so much less. And it's mainly in the morning, like after I have like wake up and I go to like reach over to grab my watch. Oh my gosh. It is just like, I'm telling you, if you could see the fire that flies from my fingertips, it'd freak you out. So anyway, I've been using that and I put that on, you know, in the morning when I come home after my shower, I'll put it on again. And then I put it on before I go to bed. It's still a little numb right there, like a sensation of like you have Novocaine. But anyway, I'm following up with that because there's really nothing they can do. I mean, they can give you cortisone or cortisone. I'm not going to take prednisone, cortisone. I took ibuprofen the first couple of days, but I hate taking ibuprofen. I just do not like to take any kind of stuff like that. So anyway, the castor oil's been doing pretty well. Just kind of an FYI, tossing it out there. You may find it helpful for one of your ailments. But so yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys. I mean, I'm just holding, oh no, you know what? I am going to share this with you. So me and my friend Maria have been chatting this morning. And so I told her that my April goal is, I'm just going to show it because it's written down. This is my little planner I'm using right now. It's a little Commit 30. So it's April. A little planner. My monthly goal: buy myself no books, journals, Bible, or studies, and use only what I already own, because y'all have talked about me coveting Bibles and stationery and journals for the last 3 videos because it is so large and in charge in my mind right now. So I have committed to not buying anything for the next 30 days. 31 days? How long is April? 31 days? Let me look. I'll tell you how long it is. It's 30 days. And so that's the commitment that I have made for my monthly goal. So anyway, I was telling Maria about that. And she's mentioned something about that she's reading a book on fasting and prayer, and that how fasting can be something. It never crossed my mind that this is kind of like a fast. So now, of course, she said she's reading this book, and the first thing that I was fixing to text her is, "Ooh, what book?" Because I'm going to get it. See, that's how fast I did. It's like, I mean, do you know how many videos I can watch on fasting and prayer? Do you know how many other things I can gain that information from without it being something that I immediately go and put in my cart and buy to have it? Yeah. So, yeah, the month of April, I guess I can call it a fasting from buying Bibles and stationery, because y'all, I've said it before, that's just as bad. I'm not going to dive deep into that right now, but yeah, that's how much it's been on my mind and on my heart, that I am going to physically have to refrain. I'm going to have to physically see it written out. And I actually even broke down to the little goals of to not scroll and gaze after Bible and my Bible site. So I'm going to put my Bible site notifications and Bible journaling and things like that on silent or mute. I think you mute it. I'm going to stay out of the groups that promote things like, sharing of stuff like that. I'm going to look at my bookshelf and my Kindle for the reads that I already have. I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to rotate if I get bored, meaning like rotate through the Bible studies or anything that I already have. And I'm going to focus on the current studies and complete or add from my stash. So I have a game plan, but it's just, that's what I'm meaning when I say that I just need to step away from that. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of research and deep diving on fasting and things like that. Because for whatever reason, I guess I was thinking fasting and prayer goes with not eating, because I intermittent fast anyway. So I was just thinking, well, that would just, in my mind, I'm thinking that's a longer fast and praying about something specific. But at the same time, it can be a fast from an object. And so, yeah, it just like dung, 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 it rung a bell. And so that is going to be something that I just sort of focus on probably the next couple of days. Probably tonight before I go to bed, I'm going to start watching a video about it. I don't know why I never thought of it like that. Why have I not thought of fasting not only of food? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm still in the Old Testament, and that's where my brain is they fasted and prayed. And what they fasted from was food. So maybe that's where my thinking just logically fell. So anyway, that's going to be fun. So bear with me for the month of April. There will be no purchases of stationery, Bibles, studies, books, anything that draws my focus off of what I have and honoring the blessings and gifts that I already have. That sometimes hurts my heart when I think of how ugly I am and how greedy I can be. It's like, gosh, Rhonda, why are you like that? That's not, we are so fortunate to be able to just click a button, add to cart, and obtain. I just need to be more restrained in that. That is something that I need to work on. And it's been on my mind. You guys know it's been heavy on my heart. And I'm just going to continue to walk into that, writing them out in a goal, writing how I'm going to, I just like did that thing right there. Writing it out how, what steps I'm going to take. And that way it's like a bread trail. Remember, this is what we're doing. Just stay focused. Pick up the next piece of bread. Oh, you're bored? Okay, well, what's the next piece of bread say? You know what I mean? So anyway, it's already 29 minutes. I'm going to stop the video and flip it around, because I do want to show you guys what's inside this little prayer journal. I probably could make it a whole different video. Maybe that's what I'll do, because I don't want to make this so long that it gets boring. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to end the video here, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll try to post them pretty close together so that, you have something short to watch, and get stuck in for 45 minutes. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'd love to know what you guys are doing for your April reset, spring reset, what you're adding, what you're taking away, any takeaways from the video that you would like to share, something that you're doing, or maybe this helped gave you a little aha moment. I love the comments. I am just a comment section reader, and I just love going in there and see what you guys have to offer. So many things have just, that you guys have said, has changed the way I see things sometimes. Like, oh my gosh, I get that. I'm gonna start establishing that in my routine. So it doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate them. Okay, guys, let's grow together, and I'll see you in the next video.